It's astrology time, and here's the day you've been waiting for. Today is Wednesday, the 12th of August. So we've got our moon new in Leo, and it's going to be new at 1:37 in the afternoon. Now, do you know it's also void of course at that time, too? So that's going to be very interesting. So, look, the eclipse is going to be total across northeastern Canada, Greenland, Iceland, and all the way into northern Portugal, Spain, and across to the Balearic Islands. Balearic Islands, that's where that's where Ibiza is and all that stuff, right? Yeah, right in the heart of the Catalan Spain. So let's go. Okay, so from Boston, we're talking about East Coast of the United States. We'll notice a darkening in the afternoon. It will peak about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun's going to only be obscured by about 16%, however. That's where it'll be blocked by the moon. Now, the eclipse occurs at 20 degrees Leo. So think about that. That's kind of like we're almost 2/3 of the way through the Leo season. So this, look, eclipses were originally seen as bad omens, right? In ancient times, sky would go dark, the dragon would eat the moon, all that stuff. Look, ancient kings would go into hiding and put a decoy on the throne to try to soak up that bad juju, right? If something bad was going to happen, it's going to happen to that guy that I put over there, right? What do you think about that, right? After hearing stories, oh my goodness, decoys and switching things up and things like that, kind of has a modern parallel to it. Anyway, ancient kings, they went into hiding to do that. Eclipses, however, in this modern context, mean no such thing, and I'm going to explain how I see them in just a little while. Okay, now new moons are times for new beginnings. That much we know. Solar eclipses occur at the South Node, and this is a place of letting go. So, no wonder why the ancients associated it with regime changes, right? We will need to enlist the help of others. The natural leadership style of Leo makes this easy to do, and we're going to get better at it as we reach the next solar eclipse. It's going to happen in Aquarius. So we've basically got 6 months to try to sprinkle a little bit of this Leo energy into just about every new moon that we have from this point on. So that way we can be looking regal, putting out some good orders, and just making sure that we're gathering people to us and we're heading towards a goal. And what's that goal? Well, we're going to determine that because that's what we're going to be manifesting today. So this is a great day for manifestation. Seed points, right? We're starting something new. So, oh, why isn't this staying down? Oh, somebody's going to tell me to put lotion in my hair again. Yep, that's one of the tricks that you're supposed to do. Didn't do it. But it's really late, so I've just got to get this done. All right, so that natural leadership is going to be very, very important that we're going to do it. Now, today's going to feel confident. We're going to feel more confident in ourselves. If you overcome an obstacle or two, that's even better because you're going to really feel like you're on the right track if you do that. And what is the difference between, think about this, okay? What is the biggest difference from last week to today in how you are thinking, how you're going about using your mind and what it is that you're thinking about and doing and how you're communicating with other people? Because that's a Mercury thing, and we're really going to want to pay attention to that. Today's keyword is moving, and the color is blood orange red. Now we are ready to listen, move, and reach out. There's that moving, right? Part of the fun of fire signs is the joy that they can bring to daily life. Yeah, they can be fun, right? Leo, Sagittarius, Aries to some extent, right? Can be fun. Can be very fun. It can also be very intense, right? So, look, a solar eclipse carries the energy of the eclipse through the zodiac, okay, until the next solar eclipse in Aquarius. So basically, it's going to go from eclipse to eclipse and carry that energy along with it. It tends to wane as it goes through it because it becomes less and less of a focal point or a focus point that we have as we're moving through it. But we can always harken back to that, and if we're looking for something that a new moon is promising us, say like the next new moon, and let's pick Virgo, that's going to have that little bit of Leo tied to it, right? It's going to have that, hey, let's not worry about it being perfect. Let's move this forward. We're moving this project forward. Get on board and let's go. We are moving forward. And that's really what that Leo energy is it's that courageous, and that it's kind of like a knowing way of that we're moving forward. We're getting other people to move forward with us, and we're doing it in a way to keep ourselves in the spotlight as well. So that's really how we're going to be moving through the zodiac for the rest of the year and into 2027. So what exactly will we be carrying with us, and what is it that we are shedding during this journey? Well, think about it. We got to shed something because we crossed that nodal point, the south nodal point. So some of that imperiousness and everything that we have is going to be dropped a little bit, right? We're going to be dropping the old things that that the nodes had just changed, right? So we're getting away from that perfectionist thing and more into that active, like, we're set to do this and this is what we're doing. So we're moving in that direction. So we're giving up some of that tentativeness that we have. And we're also listening to ourselves intensely, so that way we can make the best move for us. We're coming into abundance here, and it's no secret that this where the sun and moon are together, Jupiter is just outside of that, but it is still in the same sign, and Jupiter is conjunct with Mercury. So we have Jupiter still involved in the cauldron. And that's going to be very interesting because the sun and moon are actually laying outside of it. They're helping to they're fueling the reactions within the cauldron now. They are not part of those reactions. And that is a curious delineation that you really need to put in your mind, because we can expand, but we don't have to expand that rapidly. We can expand, but we're doing it with all our creative faculties all together. So this is going to be a very creative push forward, but it's also it's not limited, but it's not going to go unlimited. We're going to wait until we look at the other side of the cauldron, where the black moon Lilith is, and that is where things will start to get very, very interesting. And she is actually opposing Mars, who just happens to have entered Cancer. So that's kind of cool, because even though Lilith is in Sagittarius, she's still close enough to Mars to be opposing him, and that is really going to drive where our desires are going to take us and what we're going to do. I had a whole big thing on that yesterday. I hope you paid attention to it. If not, go back and re-listen to yesterday's Astrocat, and that'll be fine. So here is where it becomes necessary to put ourselves out there in the spotlight. We're going to have to, right? We're going to have to take responsibility and just move our projects forward. It is a necessary evil, and one we are going to have to fully embrace. We can't all have starring roles, however, but we will need a cast, and so we need people around us. So what happens with that? Well, you expect dramatic delays, and you're going to have some near misses, right? It's going to be like, oh my goodness, is this? No, maybe, yes. Oh, who knows, right? So anyway, it's kind of going to be fun, right? We have to know that if you want to succeed, you're going to have to be generous, not just with your time, but with your green energy as well. So we have to know that part of what we need is still locked up in Virgo. It is, and we're going to be coming into Virgo season, so we can't be totally done with it. We have to make sure that we're doing it, but now that we're anticipating that the coming lunar eclipse that's going to occur in Pisces with the sun in Virgo, we're going to have to, Pisces is going to help us convert that plan into something mystical, something that's coming from us. That's where that focus was. All of this has come from within us, and we're moving towards that abundance. That abundance has been released today. We're manifesting it. We put it out there, but now we have Leo just leading the charge, and it feels like it's a totally different idea. It's not. It's the same idea. And we have to keep that in mind. We're just going to be presenting it differently because Mercury's in Leo, the sun's in Leo, Jupiter's in Leo, and the moon is in Leo. So now we're moving forward with all this positive energy, and we have to be able to get beyond where we have to go. And that's beyond ourselves, to tell you the truth. And that's what that new moon in Pisces is going to be telling us. We're going to have to surrender to some of those things that we need to surrender to be able to draw everything from inside of us to bring it forward, to put ourselves in that position of abundance. Now, we're leaving behind. What are we going to leave behind? Well, we're going to leave behind the workplace grind and drama for where our thoughts and actions will free us, okay? I expect that many students will be changing their majors. That's par for the course, right? We'll have to decide how to better spend our energies. Between now and the full moon in Pisces, we will need to finish any last-minute details because Virgo season is going to be intense, and there is much to learn in a seemingly short span of time. The moon is void, of course, at 1:37, like I said, just as that eclipse arrives. So, the last aspect of the day is Mercury sextile Uranus. It's going to occur right around 4:30 in the afternoon here on the East Coast for all you guys all over the world, right? East Coast of the United States. So you can just move that time around. You can find it. Now, this activates the cauldron once again. That whole cauldron going from Pluto all the way to where Venus is, right? Shall I name them all? Why not? Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Mercury, and Venus. Mercury/Jupiter. So we have that right there, right? Bold steps in a bold place of the chart. This is really what we're doing. We're taking some bold steps in a bold place in the chart. Mercury in Leo is at the head of what is known as a kite formation. Venus is trine Uranus. Mercury is sextile Venus and Uranus. And if you draw a line down below, that air grand trine that was down there with Venus, Uranus, and Pluto is still there, still functioning. But the central tension point, the tail of the kite is Pluto in Aquarius, and the head of the kite is Mercury in Leo. So we're going to be communicating. We're going to be thinking differently. We're going to use our logic to take all of those things aloft, right? Everything that we said that grand trine is, the legal aspects of it, the political ramifications of what's going on, and the creativity between Venus, Uranus, and Mercury at the head, right? We're actually just moving everything forward, and it's moving upward in a way that we're going to be moving with it. So that's all I have for you with that, right? The kite points to the importance of communication, our senses, and how we're applying the lessons we have only recently learned. Yesterday's air grand trine is still there. Make it work for you. Go back to yesterday's episode, put these two together. Now, in 1981, Don Estridge unveils the company's first personal computer. Oh, he's from IBM, right? IBM PC at New York's Waldorf Astoria Hotel, priced at $1,565 with 16 whole kilobytes of RAM, helping to bring computing to the masses. And our birth is in 1963. It is Anthony Ray, better known as Sir Mix-a-Lot. He's an American rapper. You know what song he did. Baby Got Back. And he's born in Auburn, Washington. And that's all I have for you. Long today. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Our color is blood orange red. And our keyword is moving, because we got a lot of moving pieces. And if you got any questions, comments, leave them in the comments. Ask away. And that's what I got for you today. Today is a 7. Happy astrocatting.